This place got a new face, killing Joe's face. Got a Joe thing, chilling in a new fade. Blue space in a new place, what did he say? He done tic-tac, feeling like a true play. Step back and I never say no. I was winning over there, now I'm spinning out of flow. Got a feeling in the air, but I'm feeling kinda low. Got a ceiling over here, and I think it's gonna blow. Hey, this place got a new face, killing Joe's face.
Y'all know what time it is, right? It's time for me to ask you, what you watching? What you watching? Yo, we're kicking this February off strong. I am Aquarian OG. You should get to know me. We just be having fun up in here. We watch some videos. We talk some talk. We walk some walk. I'm gonna be bringing some stories for y'all too. So I'm gonna be posting more than just videos. We're gonna have some talks, you know, some quick stories. A little something here, throw a little something out there, a little extra material so y'all can get to know a little homie a bit more. Some of the things that I've encountered, you know, like if I have something pop into my head, write it down and figure out my talking points. So I ain't talking too much. I get clowned for that for various reasons. Let me introduce y'all to the video we are going to be viewing today on What You Watch. Hey, I'm gonna put some merch out. It's gonna be What You Watching. You're gonna see me rocking some What You Watching merch. I may even have, if I like how it turns out, I may even have some contests to get some of the t-shirts out there. You know, just you know, a little something. All right, we got part 2 of the first time you realize America really messed you up. And from that last video, we got some serious goings on over here. There's some issues. It's been mostly with guns and medical. Some racial tone in there too, but mostly guns and medical. Let's see if the trend continues. I'm willing to put money on it. It's going to be more of...
What is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
It's not current, but when I was studying in the UK, one day I really needed to see a doctor. But I didn't know how to access care. I didn't know what my insurance situation was like, so I just went to work. And eventually I was in so much pain that I burst into tears and my boss pulled me aside. And he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "I really need to see a doctor, but I don't know how to access care here. I don't know if I can afford it." And he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Go down the street
yeah, I was
to the
thinking that was
hospital."
going to be your reaction.
And I argued with him. And he was like, "No, just trust me. Just go to the hospital." So I went and I was like clutching my like student ID in my hand, my passport. And I was like trying to remember how much I had in my bank account, like checking. And I got called back to the doctor. He was like, "Yep, this is what's wrong with you. Pick up your prescription on the way out." And I was like, "I'm sorry, do you know how much it's going to be?" And he said, "I don't know, maybe 8 pounds. I was like,
Pounds. I'd have been like, pounds of what? Pounds of body tissue? What do you want, a donation of an organ over here? How much is this going to be?
"I'm sorry, 8? He was like, "Yeah, I don't think it's ever more than that." The receptionist kept laughing at me because I didn't feel comfortable leaving without paying somebody, and I kept asking and asking if I owed anybody any money.
If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize...
I am back for round 2 on this one.
I
just moved to Italy with my boyfriend who is Italian. We're watching a movie the other day where somebody is running away and they get shot. And I'm like, You know what? That's their fault. They didn't run in a zigzag. That's like the first thing they teach you, to run in a zigzag if somebody's pointing a gun at you. He pauses the movie. And he looks at me and he goes, "Who taught you that?"
He asked her the same question. I'm wondering, why did... Obviously, suburbia. But probably not obviously, suburbia. If you look and you assume, you're like, yeah, suburbs. Somebody taught this chick how to zigzag when she being shot at. I can't tell you the last time I've been shot at in the suburbs. Where is she hanging at? Where is these neighborhoods at? What state is this?
And I'm like,
hey,
you know, like teachers, adults, parents, like they teach you when you're young to run in a zigzag if somebody is pointing a gun at you. The sinking feeling I had when I realized that nobody ever had to teach him that when he was young.
The sinking feeling he had that somebody had to teach you that.
And currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Oh, I've got a couple. So I'm from Los Angeles and now I live in Austria. And basically when I...
Damn, she went from LA to Austria? That's a hell of a move. You moved all the way away. Hey, Austrian honey, unmatched. Was it Eukanuba honey? Is that how you pronounce it? Honey can actually cure disease. You can use that honey on stuff like staph infection. Honey is badass. That's why when you find it over here, it's like $50 a jar.
When I first started working here, they were like, you get 25 days vacation, Fridays off early, and if you're sick, don't come into work. And I was...
And she said Fridays off early. What job do that? And 20-something days starting out? The only way to get that in America is to have your own business. It's actually written that you have 20-something days as a business owner off. You know, like vacation-wise. Like, really. You pay yourself how you want to pay yourself. If you are interested in building a business and you have not started yet, what are you waiting on? Owning your own business is the new meta. There's this whole quit your job and do what makes you happy. Well, make what makes you happy make you money.
Just like, I was floored. Because in the US, you only get 10 days vacation and like 5 sick days.
Yeah,
and
maybe 10 days.
You don't get Fridays off early. You better work your ass until it's 9 p.m.
Till 2
On
years
top of
of
all
service.
that, all my friends here have like 2 masters, 3 PhDs, etc., 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 because education here is actually free.
You know what I would do with free education? I'd be a coder. I'd be halfway on my regular to the doctor. I'd be a certified something and a certified something and a certified something and a master's at something. Dude, man. Yo.
Amazing. What an amazing concept. In addition, I have yet to see a large homeless community out in the open here in Austria because the government...
Wait, what? There's no homeless? I'm guessing she's about to say the government takes care of that.
Government actually offers some social support. A lot of social support.
You homeless here, you get shat on. America don't give a damn about the people that's... If you make under a certain amount of money, you get shat on.
In LA, you have villages,
crazy
streets, blocks full of homeless people.
Straight.
Because our government doesn't care about us. And here, people like don't measure their worth off the car they drive.
What is one time that made you realize
don't measure their worth off the car they drive? Imagine that. Being non-materialistic? What a concept.
That America really messed you up.
So I'm from LA and I moved to Singapore. And before coming...
There's a lot of people in LA leaving. Damn. Hey, that's not a good sign. What if that was the second largest city in America? Folks is straight dipping. Everybody is dipping from LA is Asian. What the hell? Y'all know something we don't know?
Here, I asked all my friends if I should bring anything like, a pepper spray just in case anything happens. And they were like, no, that's like actually illegal. I don't think that they're allowed to have any kind of weapon. And I was like, what? We literally put them in our keychains as accessories. I was like, how do you defend yourself? They were like, from what? You don't have to. It's so safe. I was like, no way. So I Googled it and no one is allowed to use greater force than necessary to defend themselves. What? The US can't ban guns, but Singapore can ban pepper sprays?
Singapore.
Abroad, what is one...
I haven't heard of much crime in Singapore at all. Not invasions, not military, not... You don't hear nothing out of Singapore. That's a quiet-ass country.
One time that made you realize that America really messed you up. I'll go...
When I had my first child, we were stationed overseas in Germany. And at that point, I'd been a nurse for about 5 years. And I had a C-section. So day 3, after I delivered, I was packing up my stuff and getting the baby ready to go home. And the German nurse walked in and looked at me and said, "What are you doing?" And I
hit her with the accent. What are you doing? You ain't have to do all that. I get it. She said, what?
said, "Oh, I'm packing to go home." And she said, "Nein, you're not going home. You just had major surgery. We have physical therapy coming to see you. And dinner
She hit in an accent.
Is on its way up. And if you'd like, I can call down and have them bring up some beer. But you need to rest."
Beer? Say beer? Oh, I'm down for that, but not through a C-section.
And I thought, yeah, I did have major surgery. I do need to rest. And they kept me for another week until I was ready to go home and I could take care of everything on my own.
Right. If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up? I'll go first. I live in Warsaw, Poland now, but I always stay in touch with what's happening in the US, and I happened to hear about that Las Vegas shooting when someone opened fire on a bunch of concert goers, and it was very tragic news. But that day, I also went to the movies, so I was already in a kind of weird mental state, and when I left the movies, I got on the tram again in Warsaw, and I saw this guy kind of being sketchy and acting weird in the last seat. And I kept eyeing him the whole time, and he had his jacket open, and he was holding something inside. He was hiding it. And I thought, my first American thought was, it's a gun or a knife or some kind of weapon, and I need to move away as soon as possible. So I kept looking at him the whole ride, and then he takes it out, and it was a beer can. He was sipping it and hiding it during the tram ride. That's what happens in Poland. Not guns, not knives. And I started crying and laughing at the same time because that's when I realized, wow, that's
another crier. Dude, how messed up is America when every time somebody realizes how messed up America is, they start crying? This is 2 videos worth of people sobbing because they realized how safe they were. How messed up are you when you cry because of how safe you are? Let that sink in.
If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really...
So I can make like 200 of these, but I'll just talk about the first time I realized how fucked up the US is, which was in the first week that I got to Sweden.
What is it? We got whole
videos. Family told me that I need to make sure I get insured, and that I get insurance for everything I own: my laptop, my bike, my apartment, my whole body. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's so expensive. Like I'm already super in debt with student loans, so no. But I asked out of curiosity, just like how much it was going to cost. $100 a year to insure everything I have.
Where did she say she lived? I need to move there. $100 a year insurance? Oh, man, look. How is America, when you think about how much money everybody else saves from all this stuff that we get gouged for, how is America still on top? Or near the top? I think we could a couple points down after that Afghanistan thing. But what the hell? Mine got me cussing. It's blowing my mind. Like, what the hell is... I ain't gonna start crying, but damn, this is mind-blowing.
For reference, like the average American person spends $456 a month just on health insurance. Just for
health insurance
healthcare.
Here is stupid.
That doesn't include cars or house.
I mean, stupid as is expensive. Stupid.
American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
So I live in Paris, and 2 months ago I got hit by a taxi, relatively hard. I fell down in the street. All these people came, and they picked me up, and they brought me over to a bench. Someone from a restaurant brought me a glass of water.
Probably shouldn't have picked her up. Yeah, she got hit by a car. Who came and picked her up? A compromised C-spine. C-spine is neck injury in case there was one. You can have a neck injury and not realize it. You could be what's called a walking casualty. If you find somebody laying on the ground, don't pick them. You may do more damage. Keep them there. Excuse me. Relax as much as you can. I know all situations ain't the same, but do what you can. Don't move the person. If that person has a broken neck and you let them get up or you help them up and they gone, and guess what? I don't know about outside of America, but in America, man, the family will come down on you hard. I don't know EMTs that have gotten sued for doing their job. Like,
water. Another woman gave me a handful of coins, and I was like, I don't need your money. It's
Coins?
okay. And she was like, sweetheart, this is your money. It fell out of your pockets when you got hit
damn.
by a taxi. And I was like,
Gave her
so
money back?
hedgehog vibes, great. The man who hits me goes to call the ambulance, and I said, stop. Do not call the
She said, son of the hedgehog. Hell no. And that's exactly what happened. You gave you all your coins. Here's your rings. I heard the noise bling in my head.
ambulance. That will cost me $3,000 to $5,000 because that's what an ambulance costs in America. And he was like, what are you talking about? An ambulance is €7. I was like, oh my God. Remind me to twist my ankle on the way home from the club, and they'll give me an IV so I won't be hungover the next day? Catch me at the hospital. This is lit.
Peace, hell yeah.
If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America rules?
My first year here in Paris, I was an au pair, and I got really sick during the winter. It was bronchitis, and I couldn't breathe. I was coughing a lot. I was trying to avoid going to the emergency room as much as possible because in the US it's very, very expensive. But there was one night where I really couldn't hold out any longer, so I drove to the emergency room. And when I was there, they gave me a nebulizer, and then they wanted to give me chest X-rays. And I was like, listen, can we please not do the chest X-rays? I'm fine, let's just go. And the doctor looked at me and she was like, why don't you want to do these? You have to do them, you could have damage. And I said, well, I don't have any money, I'm not going to be able to afford it. And she looked at me and she was like, it's covered with Social Security. So I was like, oh, okay. And then instead of having...
They have Social Security over there? We have a form of Social Security. But I used to work in the insurance business, you know, like life insurance, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. I was one of those. Trying to find myself and making a way downtown. No, I'm just playing. But yo, these discoveries got me wanting to dip out of here. Yeah. I ain't even got to go far. I could just go to Canada. Hey, Jana, I'm coming up that way. Y'all got any places close that's empty? A homie can move in.
to book a whole another appointment and wait forever for the results. We walked down the hall. We took the chest X-rays. I had the results in 5 minutes. I paid €12, and then
Yeah, the results in 5 minutes. It'd take about 3 hours. 5 minutes? Damn, the money, the time. You got out of there. You got your x-rays in 5 minutes. It take the doctor 5 minutes to pick up the pen to sign the damn thing to have it done for you.
And I was reimbursed 3 days later.
I can currently live in...
Reimbursed? What country was you in? Reimbursed for medical? Hell. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. When I was done paying child support, for my first kid, I had overpaid, right? I got a check for a couple $100. It said child support payment to me, and I was like, I read the rest of the paperwork. You have overpaid, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I threw myself a party. I got towed up by myself. I don't even give a damn. I celebrate. When the last time you got a refund from child support? I threw myself an end of child support party. Shit, think I didn't? I got towed up. I ain't leave the house. I don't even think I watch much on TV. Just video games and watching streamers. I got tore up. It was good.
Living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
So I started my new job in the Netherlands. This was 3 years ago, and I was going through the company policy the first week. And I got to the section about leave, and they have a holiday leave, like PTO, and then they had sick leave in 2 different areas. And I was reading about sick leave, and I turned to my coworker, and I was like, I don't understand. Like, it talks about like the requirements for sick leave and like doctor notes like after 3 days, but how many sick days do we get a year?
Normal.
And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, how many are there? It doesn't say. She's like, it's just if you're sick, you're out. I'm like, I don't understand. She's like, it's unlimited. It's just if you're sick, you take a sick day. She was confused. I was shocked. There's a moment I realized we're fucking.
Unlimited sick days? What country did you say?
Up in America and how we deal with people being sick with work.
Dude, if you're in America, if you sick here, they treat you like sick shit. Unlimited sick days? I can't even think of what that was. I don't even get sick like that. I think I would have a couple. Mental. The mental sick days. Like, hey, call it in. I can't deal with y'all today. Yo. Don't give a creator some creativity to work with.
American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really...
Yeah, so this one hit me pretty hard. It was one of the first...
Looking at her, I for sure thought she was going to have a heavy-ass accent. I don't know from where, but I just expected a heavy-ass accent.
Dates I ever had in Germany with my boyfriend, and he wanted to take me on a nature walk. Well, it was a beautiful day, and we went on this beautiful trail, but it ended out leading up to somebody's field, like a farmer's field, and I absolutely wanted nothing to do with that. I said, nope, that's it, we're going home, I'm not doing that.
Them farmers come out with that rock salt.
And saying, like, why? And I was like, are you crazy? They're gonna shoot us. I was pretty new to Germany, so I didn't really understand how things worked yet. But I did grow up in rural western New York, where if you trespass on somebody's property, their woods or their field, there's a good chance that you'd be shot and killed.
Damn. She grew up not far from where I'm sitting. We speak the same language. As far as like these crazy farmers out here. These farmers out here do not play, yo. They will blast. You might get a warning shot, but they shooting to hurt you. You might catch one that uses like bird shot or something like that, or rock salt, but they shooting to hurt you.
My next door neighbors would get blackout drunk and then start shooting off their back porch into the random
I had some of those.
And he stopped me and said, nobody shoots trespassers here. Why would they do that? Even if they're trespassing, like, that's so overdramatic. And it hit me how normalized that was for me growing up, that I could potentially die going for a walk.
I can currently...
Damn. When you reword it like that. Tombstone died walking down the street. Damn, that's tough.
Living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Here's a fun one. So I'm teaching 3rd grade in Thailand, right? And it's sports day. Kids running around, screaming, having fun, as kids do. And I hear a bang. Instantly, my heart drops into my stomach. My entire body tenses. My adrenaline starts pumping. And I'm looking around for the shooter. And then I realize I'm in Thailand, and people don't have guns, and they don't shoot children at their school. It was a balloon. A balloon popped. Fuck you, America.
I want to know where all these white folks is with all these gun issues. What the heck? There's the gun problem. Where the hell is these people staying? What the? Dude. What? See, then you listen to the media, and the whole media tell you that everything is mostly black when it comes to guns. This video is boots on the ground. These folks do not fit the description. They do not fit the environment that it sounds like they're going. And well, school shootings, that's not a black thing. But yeah, there's some crimes that's color oriented. We are not known to shoot up schools. We are not known to blow things up. We are not known to pull a sword on you. There's things that are ethnic characteristics that ethnicities just aren't known for. Be mad, it's a fact. There's things that we do, other races don't do. There's things that races do, we don't do. We gave you seasoning. We done after that. No, I'm just clouded. But for real though, dude, like what neighborhoods is these folks in? Because ain't nobody black had a problem with guns.
American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really
Or we just that damn used to it.
So I grew up in southern Indiana, and I moved.
Southern Indiana. What's Southern Indiana down around like the right side of Ohio. Ain't a whole lot over there. A lot of fields. Actually, yeah, there's a lot of fields over there.
To London, England. So I just moved to England, and I made a lot of new friends. So I go to a party, this was like 3 years ago. And let's say one of my friends he drank too much water. And all my friends were taking care of him, including myself. And all of a sudden, one of them goes, "Hey, we gotta call an ambulance." And I was like, "No, dude, like, do you know how much money that costs? Like, he just drank too much water, he's gonna be fine." And right when I said that, everyone looked at me and said, "Mate, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "Dude, the ambulance is gonna cost like $3,000. And that was the moment I realized that England had free healthcare.
American currently living abroad,
Man.
what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Hi. So I've been living in Spain for about 11 years.
I feel like she got a good one. Hi, here's a doozy. I was waiting for that part.
And this happened like 11 years ago. It was my first time going to the emergency room, and when stomach problems, whatever, couldn't stop throwing up.
Right.
And I go in, give the girl at the front desk my ID and my debit card, and she takes my ID, checks me in, hands both cards back to me, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I give the debit card, I pay at the end. So I go in, everything, give me medicine, and I go back out. I stop at the front desk again, and I was like, "Hi, I'm leaving. Here's my debit card." And she just looks at me and she's like, "I don't know why you keep giving this to me. You don't need to give me your debit card. I don't get it." And I'm
like this strange lady.
You don't have to pay for health services, even in a private hospital.
It's crazy.
Tell me you've been single a long time without telling me you've been single a long time.
When people ask if I'm in a relationship with anyone.
Anyway. Yeah. Man. Yeah, that's a hellified eye opener. Right there. Dude. Doesn't Canada even have a good medical system? Insurance or something like that? I need to get out of here in the United States. These man. Yeah. I haven't been back and forth across the United States. And pretty much seen everything I want to see in here. I'm ready to go see some other stuff. So help me grow this channel. So I can make enough money to get the hell up out of here. I keep making y'all videos, I swear. Man, because, like and subscribe on the real tip. But, yeah, all joking aside, there's some serious issues that have been made known through this video. Dude, the medical is a huge one. Guns, a huge one. It's blowing my mind that everybody who mentioned guns, none of them are people of color that you would expect to be in the hood. Maybe some of them live close to a hood or something like that, or maybe it came across something in like the wrong part of I don't know, random area, Chicago area or something like that. I know dude lived in Indiana, so he's in the spillover zone basically. But yeah, that's an eye-opener video right there. So I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm gonna shoot some more videos for you. So when you see me in purple, don't be mad. It's still the same day. I'm still fresh. I shot a lot of videos all at once. I got to get caught up. Caught up. Caught up. I'm trying to get caught up. All right. Deuces on the flips, y'all. I'm getting up out of here. Aquarian OG about to dip.